What do we do? Quick 4 hours?
If we can do 4 hours, that'd be great. Welcome to the Lightweights Podcast.
You can't just start it like that, man. You got to give me a 3, 2, 1.
I don't do 3, 2, 1s. I do 5, 4, 3s. So do you
Okay,
want me
go
to start
ahead.
at 5?
Start now.
Give it up for Zach Justice. Thank you so much.
I don't want anybody to give it up for me. And that's final.
You know what? Everybody in the comments, do not give it up for Zach.
Everybody leave a hate comment.
Leave
for
a
Zach.
hate comment for Zach down below now.
Now.
Hate.
Hate him.
I want to see the meanest comment. 5, 4, 3, 2.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Lightweights Podcast. This week I'm here with Joe Vulpis of the Vulpis
Clan.
White Hat Clan. Weird. Grand Wizard Energy. How are you feeling today?
Really good. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm really looking forward to being on this podcast.
Of course. So you're recently married.
Recently, yes.
And how do you like it so far?
It's been incredible. It's changed my life.
Okay, but you told me that
That's weird because I wanted to talk to you about you leaving the Dropouts podcast, which is crazy.
yeah, wasn't that the clickbait last time?
Yeah, but it did well.
You gonna do it again?
Yeah.
He's leaving again.
Why are you joining over here?
Well, I
man?
leave every week and then I come back every week.
Right.
Yeah. Just like my dad, except for the coming back every week part.
Is your dad actually gone?
Well, now I'm old enough to live on my own, so I don't think he's really gone. We just live in separate places. I did grow up with my mother.
I had some fun conversations.
Don't switch this interview on me, man. How's your dad?
My dad's great. Everybody
Still
knows
together
that.
with your mom?
Yeah, they're still hooking
so
up.
You're the other statistic.
Yeah, I'm the 49%.
Gotcha.
Did your parents divorce young?
Were they young or was I young?
Were you young?
I was 2.
Do you remember it?
Of course not. Next question.
How'd your mom gift you a car?
Where'd you get this information? You probably listen to my podcast. What a random thing to bring up. There's no segues in this?
You segued right into it.
I segue into it.
We were talking about parents.
God, bring Paul Blart here if you want to segue into something. Okay. So it is a funny story. So my mother, I didn't get a car till my senior year because I just waited to get my license because I just really didn't care about driving.
Did you pass your test right away?
Yeah. Passed my driver.
You strike me as the guy that takes like 3 times.
Oh, why is that?
3 or 4 times.
Gotcha.
My friend.
You strike me as a guy that hasn't blinked this entire podcast, and it's really creeping me out. Okay?
I don't have eyelids.
Did you know in Germany in World War II, the Nazis would cut off the Germans' eyelids so their eyes.
The Nazis would cut off the Germans?
Oh, sorry. I mean, same people. Like the Nazis would cut off the soldiers' eyelids so they'd stay awake and like continue to shoot people.
That's crazy. Did you know?
Not every single one, but.
Did you know Hitler used to take meth so that he could stay up for longer periods of time?
I didn't know that.
Are you a World War II buff?
I love World War II.
It's pretty insane.
I don't love what happened. I love that we won.
That was weird that you loved it that quickly.
I do enjoy World War II cinema. Can I get back to the story about my car?
Yeah.
Goodness, this is my podcast. Anyway, I know it's called Lightweights, even though I don't drink. Don't worry about that. I'm going to fix the branding. I didn't even think about it. I was thinking about lightweights because I'm a lightweight human being. Well, I normally was my entire life. Recently, I've beefed up since tearing my ACL and gaining weight. Regardless, back to me. So my mother, she was wonderful enough to purchase a car for me. And my friends and I, we would go to the local Dairy Queen because that was kind of like the only restaurant we had in town. So before tennis practice, after school, we'd go to the local Dairy Queen. We'd grub up on some chicken. And we would just hang out before we had to, toss balls back and forth.
What a weird hangout spot.
We didn't have much. It was a one-stoplight town.
I used to go to 7-Eleven.
I've heard of it. We didn't have one.
I'd hang out at the Taco Bell.
I gotcha. We didn't have one.
Where'd you grow up?
South Georgia, town of 1,000, Nahunta, Georgia.
Do you have...
We're never going to get to the car thing, are we?
We will.
Okay.
Like 35 minutes in.
Do I have what?
What's that fast food place?
Checkers?
No. The other one.
Crystals?
No. Cart food? Food box?
Food box.
No, that's not it. I'm going to look it up.
Food cart?
It's like, it's only in the South. They have like $5 boxes. It's the best fast food place. Cookout.
Cookout. We did not have a cookout.
Oh.
I had cookout a lot.
Is it good?
Cookout, when you are of low income descent, like I was for a significant portion of my life, and you roll up and you can get copious amounts of nutrition. I shouldn't have said nutrition. Copious amounts of calories in you for a crisp $5 bill. It is a good time.
It almost looks like a mix of Sonic and Sonic.
Okay. So it's almost like inbred with itself. It's like two twins got together and had sex.
And they were like, let's see what comes out.
And they had the same name because their parents weren't creative.
And then they don't have to go to
the sex was fast because it was like Sonic the Hedgehog. It was like two Sonics.
And then they don't have to go to Social Security offices and change their last name because they already have it.
Yeah. That's why I want to one day marry Victoria Justice.
I want you to marry someone whose first name is Justice.
Justice. But what if they're also a judge? They're Justice.
Have you thought about that?
Just did. So how I got the car? Okay, so we were all at the Dairy Queen. My friends and I are hanging out. And, we're being jovial. We're throwing banter back and forth. And then my mom rushes into the door. And she's like, Zach, I just got into a huge car crash. The other people are hurt. Please help me. Come outside.
No way.
Swear. So obviously I jolt to my feet and I sprint outside. And I look around. And then she just has this big smile on her face. And she goes, surprise. I'm like, what? Where's everybody? Where's the blood? Where is anybody okay? She's like, no, look. And there was a 2004 Toyota Solara. And I'm like, what? Is that the car that hit? And she's like, no, that's yours. It's your car. Oh, wow. I bought you a car. And I'm like, so no one's hurt. She's like, no, you don't like it? I'm like, I thought someone was dead. I thought someone had deceased recently because of your actions when you came into a Dairy Queen.
Your mom was a content creator before being a content creator was cool.
Exactly. Yeah, it's still not cool. But she said, she's like, I didn't know how to tell you, so I panicked. And I was like, so you went with death, but you went with vehicular manslaughter is what came to your mind. And you're like, she's like, yeah, but you like it? I'm like, yeah. She's like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like you like it. I'm like, Mom, my heart's racing because I thought there was death.
Was your mom always quirky and hilarious like that?
Yeah, she wasn't attempting to be though.
But I feel like she was. Ooh.
No, she definitely wasn't. This was not like a big ruse. This was like, I'm excited to give you a car, but she wasn't attempting to provide comedy. She just wanted kind of like a, slip of the tongue.
Guys, if you've noticed that I've been on a fitness journey, it's because I have the best clothing. It's called TLF, Take Life Further. TLF is a brand that truly understands the needs of the modern and active person. Their gym to streetwear line is not only stylish and functional, but also versatile enough to be worn all day long. Whether you're hitting the gym in the morning, running errands in the afternoon, or meeting friends for dinner in the evening, TLF has got you covered. With the range of lifestyle and fitness apparel, their clothing is designed to be comfortable, breathable, and durable, so you can focus on your goals without having to worry about your outfit. With a variety of colors, styles, and sizes to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect pieces to fit your individual style and needs. I wear TLF all the time. It's great to work out in. I do my half marathons in them, actually. It's very lightweight, great pockets too, great seam around the waist. Go check out TLF. It's going to be linked down below. Or use my code TLF-JOE for 15% off. Take life further. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring the podcast. She wanted to make out with you is what you're saying?
No, that'd be your mom with me.
That's what you just said.
I would make out with your mom, yes.
No, you haven't. What's the oldest?
I would.
What was the oldest you've ever smooched?
How old's your mom?
25.
25. Yeah. The oldest I've ever smooched?
Yeah. I feel like you're a cougar hunter. You strike me as a guy who really watched a lot of porn growing up.
I really didn't. I'm not a big porn guy. I do have an opinion on porn. I don't care if people watch porn.
You just don't want to be in it?
I don't want to be in it anymore.
You do want to be in it, but you don't want to be like...
No, I want to have a bigger penis in it.
Right.
Yeah. If people watch my porn, they'll be like...
Is that Tiny Zach?
Yeah. And I'm like, no, that's regular Zach with a tiny penis. But I just feel like porn kind of, it desenses, I don't know if it definitely desensitizes you, but it allows your mind not to look at women the same.
You really think that?
I definitely do. Like, you don't get aroused in the same way. Like, you get so hooked to getting aroused by watching other people have sex. I feel like when you're actually having sex with a woman, it's a very foreign experience.
What makes you think this?
I just have my hypothesis on it. That's okay if you can think differently.
I
have a lot of friends that do the pornos, and I think you can do whatever you want.
You have friends who are in porn?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Who?
You don't have friends that are in porn? We're in LA.
Yeah, I don't have friends that are in porn.
I have a friend named Holly that's in porn. She also does stand-up comedy. Very lovely gal. So, why are you smiling so big, man? Do you want to see it?
I can't tell if you're fucking with me.
Let's cut to what? Look up Holly. Go to my following. If you look up Holly, she does porn.
And you're actually friends with her, or you're like internet friends with her?
No, we we went to an open mic together to practice stand-up comedy.
I'm on your close friends.
Ugh, I shouldn't be. You shouldn't be.
Oh, yeah, Holly Day.
Yeah.
I had this thought today.
I sure hope so.
What do you think your ideal heaven would be if it could just be any moment in time from your life that you wanted it to be? So for me, I just pictured TGI Fridays, 2000s edition, and there's just mozzarella sticks and quesadillas and chicken tenders coming out nonstop. Maybe some nachos from Applebee's. They're like, hey, we got this by accident. Do you want it?
That's your heaven?
Yeah.
But do you, in this scenario, do you ever get sick of those foods? Like, do you get full? Or is it just...
No,
like
you don't get full.
Yeah.
It's heaven, and you don't gain weight, and there's no calories in heaven.
But you can't leave that TGI Fridays.
You can. That's part of heaven.
Then what else is there in heaven?
Maybe I walk out of TGI Fridays, again, 2000s edition, not the new one.
It sounds like you just want to live in Glendale.
No, because when you walk out, there's a boat. And it's a TGI Fridays
Sounds like you just want to live in Florida.
It's on the water.
Still Florida. Yeah. Heaven's Florida for you.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. And Hitler's there doing meth.
He does do meth.
I brought you something today.
A present?
Yeah.
Cash?
Okay, I'm going to have you open it up, and then you're going to tell me why you think... I bought this for you like 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh, wow.
Here.
Why are you holding it like that? It looks like a gun.
It's not a gun. If it was a gun, I'd do this.
Is it from this store, the Shoe Palace?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw it, and I thought of you.
Is it white socks? Did Caitlin tell you to get me white socks?
No. I don't talk to Caitlin unless I see her in passing, and I go, how's the marriage going?
You do.
Yeah.
This is a shirt. It's a shirt, and I'm opening it. Jurassic Park shirt?
Well, because I saw it on your... so I was in the store...
How do you know I love this movie?
Because you put this on your story, and I read it.
Yeah, I love Jurassic Park.
Yeah, so I didn't know if you were joking or if you actually really like Jurassic Park. So I saw that. I was like, oh, there's a really cool Jurassic Park shirt. So that's your gift.
Yeah, it's the first movie I ever watched in theaters.
I figure you're a large, but that looked really small.
I don't know about a large.
I wear large. But I figured larges looked really small, so that's the extra large. You might have to wash it for it to fit.
Oh, you got me an extra large?
Yeah, the large for whatever reason was really small.
This was really thoughtful.
Well, yeah. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Thank you for giving this to me.
Yes, sir. Anyway, that was it.
That was sick.
I also was going to bring, because I didn't know you had the setup, I was going to bring mic stands.
Oh, because last time we didn't have mic stands?
Yeah. I thought it'd be funny.
That was like 4 months ago. You haven't seen my podcast since?
I've seen the clips, but it's so close up. Actually, no. And there's sometimes you post older clips, so people are holding it.
Right.
And then I was bringing them, and Jared's like, no, he has a setup now. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Was Jared upset when you told him that you were quitting the pod?
Yeah. Actually, I made him quit. I'm still on it.
Oh, it's still your podcast.
Yeah, man. I'm the one that came up with the idea. Come on.
Actually?
Yeah.
Who presented who the idea of Dropouts?
So originally it was a show called Zach's Diner, and we were doing it, and I wanted to do it like similar to Between Two Ferns.
You'd be good at that. That's your style of comedy.
Yeah, but I mean, at the time, I didn't really know anyone, so very limited on guests. And then also we filmed it. Like, I don't know, it just felt a little unoriginal.
Did you ever release it?
No. Yeah. So
have you ever reacted to it?
Yeah, I think we did on a podcast once, like a long, long time ago. And then COVID hit, and we had a 50s diner, and we had all this equipment, and I always loved the name Dropouts. So I was like, we'll do Dropouts. And then we had a 50s diner as a background, and it didn't make sense, but we just kept it. So I'd like to think it's like, all right, you drop out, maybe go work at a diner. But, who knows?
You've had a lot of success with your podcast.
Your mom.
What?
Sorry. So.
You've had a lot of success with your podcast, no?
It depends who you ask.
I mean, you've had Ray Romano on. I've
heard of him. Yeah, he's a very nice guy.
We never really introed it. Guys, Zach Justice is here from the Dropouts podcast. He is joining Lightweights.
No. I would never join this show.
We're in talks.
Of what?
You joining Lightweights.
Your family? I'll join your family.
As the
I'll
co-host.
be your stepdad.
The lead co-host.
I'll ground you. I'll ground you immediately.
Have you ever done anything?
You're not seeing Caitlin.
Have you ever done anything sexual in public?
My gosh, yes.
When?
Movie theater.
Grad night?
Yeah, grad night, but at a movie theater.
Yeah.
This was a different time. I feel like the movie theaters... Okay, Movie theater's better. So grad night,
What movie?
that's what I'm going to get to. So my girlfriend at the time, we went to go see a movie.
Let's call her Henry for the sake of the story.
Okay, we'll call her Beth, because Henry's a boy's name.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Beth and I are going to the movies, and we're young whippersnappers, but
you pick her up?
we can go see R-rated movies. Yeah. Usually she drives to my house because we live 30 minutes away, and then the movies is 30 minutes away from my house, so she would like meet here, and then we'd go there.
You meet on the internet?
No, we met in person. Small town, we didn't have internet. Okay, so we meet up. We go to the movies, and we're going to go see this flick. I don't remember what it was, but we couldn't get in because she forgot our ID. So it's like, all right, we can't go see the R-rated movie, and we're like, we're definitely 18. We could have been 19. I don't know how old, but they're like, we don't believe you. You're not getting into this movie. So we decided to go see, I think it's called 90 Minutes in Heaven or God, something about God. It was a very Christian movie. And I received fellatio inside the theater.
Were y'all alone?
No, there were people in front of us, but nobody would turn around because the movie's forward. So it's like great place for a little head action.
Wow.
Yes.
That's freaky deaky.
Thank you.
Did they sell condoms in your bathroom at the movie theaters?
No.
They did at mine.
Well, I lived in the Bible Belt, so
You were really getting the Bible Belt
a lot of
that
people
night.
down there believed that condoms were against God's plan because if he wanted you to have a child, he would let you have a child, and if he didn't, he would stop the conception, which is always struck me as okay, really? Oh, also at my high school, my teacher. Actually, it wasn't my teacher. So in my high school, there was a teacher. He taught science. I forgot what it might have been biology. I don't know what it was. But he refused to teach evolution, even though it was on the end of school tests because he was so Christian. He refused to teach it. He's like, this isn't real, and I'm not teaching it. So his kids would just fail that portion of the end of the school test.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
How big was your school?
Like 1,000. Which 1,000 to 1,200, but the town was only 1,000. There's only so this county had everybody went to this one school, but the town I was in was only 1,000 people.
Moving from Georgia to here.
Correct.
Was that a mindfuck?
Well, I was originally born in Las Vegas, Nevada.
So you went from Vegas to Georgia to LA.
Yes, because my mom met a guy in eHarmony when I was 10 years old, and he proposed during happy hour of a Margaritaville, at a Margaritaville in Vegas.
Romantic.
Yeah, when Jimmy Buffett was still here.
And she said yes.
She did say yes.
Are they still together?
No, they divorced.
Did you like him?
It was my second divorce in my life. So that's life. Why are you looking up, man?
I'm looking at God. I'm just wondering
No,
why.
he's not looking at you. I can promise you that much.
I'm just wondering why he would put you through that twice.
You probably had sex out of wedlock. And I'm going to email God immediately.
Me?
Yeah, I know you did.
What does wedlock mean?
What? Being married.
I had sex after I got married?
No, you probably had sex before you got married.
No, we waited.
No.
Yeah, we did.
I used to ask Caitlin every time I saw her. I was like, you stick that in you? And she would go, a little bit. She would tell me that. Yeah. I'm not dealing with it. I always thought Caitlin was older.
No, she's not.
She carries herself very maturely.
Yeah, she's great, huh?
She's also a business owner.
She is.
She's very young. How long has she been owning a business?
Her whole life.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And she's just a little baby child.
Yeah.
You're a critter robber.
But she always loved water parks.
Okay.
She loved going down slides. It's like one of her favorite things. She loves slides. And tubing. She loves inner tubing.
Are you dating a fourth grader? What's going on here?
Did you ever hook up with anybody in inner tube?
I thought you were about to say fourth grader. Wow, that's what you're trying to. That's it. You're trying to segue over to that.
I didn't. That was a natural segue.
God, you got to work on your segues, brother.
That was a natural.
You got to just start coming out and asking it.
That was spot on.
I mean, because we saw it from a mile away.
That was smoother than a baby's bottom.
Yeah, I hooked up with a girl in an inner tube.
Were you going down a slide?
No, it was like the one they pull you behind a boat.
Do you hook around a lot?
No.
Yeah, you do.
No, these are just instances. This was with the same girl that was movie girl.
Okay, because I asked people for stories about you, and they all have to do with hooking up.
When did I hook up?
With the exception of your mom giving you a car, which
I
I don't know
thought
what happened in that car. You haven't told us.
That car had a small back seat. And I wouldn't do anything nefarious in a small back seat because I'm a large man. And you know that. Are these plants real?
Yeah, they're dying. So what happened? You hooked up in the backseat?
Of a car?
I mean, in an inner tube?
No. Yes. But the boat was being pulled.
What's a hookup to you? Is it just making out?
I feel like a hookup, I feel like making out is making out. And hookup is past making out, but it doesn't have to be sex.
Rounding second.
Yeah, I feel like you get a little handsy.
You got a fellatio on an inner tube?
Nobody said I was the one receiving.
You gave? What if you bit it?
What if my mouth wasn't involved and this was just hand play, huh? I was a puppeteer of that coochie.
You were a pianist?
I didn't pee on her. I'm not R. Kelly, you know that.
That's not true.
You trying to figure out your next segue?
Not yet. Hang on, let me look at my notes.
Thank goodness.
Trying to think of this story. You remember one of the boys, we think Zach, was liking a girl thinking she's pretty, and Jared went out with her. And Zach always says Jared stole his girl.
Jared was dating I was dating a girl. I liked a girl.
You had a crush on a girl, and Jared swooped in at chapter 11 and stole her from you.
I'm going to tell you what happened. So we were in line. We were going to go see our buddy's play. He had written it. He was going to star in it. And in the line, there was these two wonderful women. One of brunette descent, one of blonde descent. The one with blonde hair, I told Jared, I said, wow, she's really pretty. I want to talk to her. Obviously, like without saying dibs, you're saying dibs. And not saying you should say dibs on women, but when you're talking to your friend, it's more of a, not that I'm claiming her as my own.
But that's how it kind of works amongst the boys.
But it's like I would like to approach her, like, if that's okay.
But in chivalrous times, if Jared had more of persuasion, would you have let him?
No.
Once you call dibs, that's it?
No.
For life?
I'm the one that noticed her first. I was like, I think that girl's really pretty. I want to talk to her.
So you just have dibs on her for life now?
Yeah. Yeah, she's mine. I've imprinted. I'm like, whatever his name is, Wolf Boy.
You're like a dog. You just peed on her.
I just peed on her. R. Kelly. Right back to it. So we go into the venue to watch this play, and I notice these damsels are sitting behind us, and I can smell the estrogen.
The two Danes that you spotted out before?
Oh my goodness, yeah. The brunette and the blonde of descent. So
right behind you.
Yeah. And Jared, he's not a man of action. He's not going to speak to them. But me, I'll turn around, I'll drop something so they can pick it up. Be like, oh, thank you. And then, oh, do you know John? That's who we came to see. They're like, and then I'm like, oh yeah, we know John. And then we were talking. We all became friends.
Was that really your move? You dropped something?
I don't know how because this was years ago. I don't know how the interaction came to be, but I do like a subtle interaction.
That's your move.
I've never tried that move.
But you do
besides
something...
maybe that time. Like that's not like a normal move. I can tell you my DM move, but we'll get into that after this. So I'm there and I'm speaking to the females of womanhood. And we're having witty banter. I'm getting Jared involved because there's another woman who is equally as beautiful, and he seemed to be vibing with her. We're all talking, we're exchanging numbers, bop, bop, bop. And then afterwards, where it's like, oh, we're all gonna go hang out. We realize we all live in North Hollywood. We all live near each other. And then I go out of town. And I come back. I don't think anything's weird. I don't think Jared's double crossed me or hurt my soul in any way. And then months later, like casually in passing, he's talking to somebody, and he's like, oh yeah, that's the place that this girl and I went to go like get coffee. I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, we were just as friends. I was like, the only reason you're saying it was as friends is because she made it as friends. You went in there looking for love. And it distills my heart into a place of violence, but I won't act on it.
And that's why you're leaving Dropouts and joining Lightweights
podcast. I am leaving Dropouts podcast because my co-host Jared Bailey stole my girlfriend.
I think we got the intro.
Thank goodness. I tried to get it for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The betrayal. Did you call him out?
Yeah, I called him out. I call him out. I'd say I call him out once a month.
But does he do his little Jared thing like, what? We're just
friends.
What?
Yeah, I was just friends. And I was like, yeah, if you're just friends and that was your attempt, you would have told me.
Were you both going for the blonde? Or you went for the blonde and then he went for the blonde when you left town?
No, yeah, he tried to talk to the brunette and the blonde. And the brunette it just didn't work out. So then he moved on to the blonde, and the blonde was a very nice girl. You know, she's probably just seeking out friendship, and he took advantage of that. He takes advantage of women. Jared Bailey takes advantage of women. Jared Bailey's the worst human when it comes to women. Jared Bailey. So I was blindsided.
How'd that make you feel?
Sad.
Did you ever overcome it?
No, I've never overcome anything in my life.
If Jared's at home watching this podcast clip right now.
He's not.
If he was.
Yeah.
What would you want to say to him?
You need to stop objectifying women and calling them objects. And you need to stop saying that males should be back on top. And I don't like your white power tattoo. I hate it. And I also hate your upside down feminist tattoo and depicting that feminism is of the devil.
Do you keep this stuff in your podcast?
What?
Like all of this?
Yeah, 100%.
This isn't like a lot for you?
No, is this a lot for you?
No, I'm just trying to understand.
No, yeah, we keep anything in there.
You're crazy.
Why? You're the one that hasn't blinked. Why am I crazy? You still haven't blinked. I don't know what you're doing over there. Why am I crazy? Don't just look at me and go, whoa. I've asked you 3 questions, and you've just looked at me in awe.
What's your move for girls on DMs? You kind of remind me of a Matt Rife type of guy. Are you macking it?
He's one of my good friends.
Bullshit.
Wait, really? We've been friends for years.
Whoa, I've never seen you get serious about anything.
Oh, I just didn't think. I thought you were making a joke.
That's the one thing you get upset that I don't think
Yeah,
you're
we're
friends
boys.
with Matt Rife.
We're boys. He hasn't texted me back in the last 2 texts. If he's watching this, you haven't texted me back in the last 2 texts, and we're trying to make a movie, and you didn't text me back.
He's on a sold-out tour. He's busy.
He thinks he's busy.
He's busy.
Yeah, he's busy. He is busy. I'm proud of him, though.
What's your DM move?
Ready?
Yeah.
So I'm in the DMs, and I say, I feel like we're taking things too fast. Ellipses.
Ooh.
Because it's fun.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
What does ellipses mean?
Like ... I
Oh.
feel like we're taking things too fast. ...
Say that next time.
Oh, I think you seem like a scholar.
No, most people don't know what that means.
Ellipses?
I've never heard it.
What about Ulysses S. Grant?
I know him.
Okay.
He's on my 50.
Yours, too? I feel like I haven't seen a 50 in a while.
Too busy making Benjamins?
No. I do the Lincolns.
What are their responses?
The success rate is... It's okay. But usually it's it opens up to a fun banter. Because they understand the intent of...
Comedy.
Romance and comedy. And they get a taste of the personality, but also know that I'm in pursuit of love.
And then where does that normally go? Can you get to a first date or a phone number in that same night?
Of course, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. What do you mean?
How quickly does it take for you to go meet one of these ladies of the night?
Or ladies of the day. Or a coffee. How long does it take? Not very long. When's your next availability? Yeah.
And do they put you in pretty quickly?
Put you in like their vagina?
No,
What
for
are
a
you
coffee date.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know what you were talking about. Sure. Yeah, I guess if I want to. I don't usually go too often. Like I suss out the
You chicken out?
conversation. No, I suss out the conversation. And if it's something I feel like I am not vibing with, as the kids say, I won't go.
Oh, wow. That's pretty honorable of you.
Yes. I'm not just in it for the coochie parade. Okay? And you know that.
I don't know that.
I love conversation. As you can see, I'm sitting here with you. I have a podcast. And if the conversation's not there and we're not on the same wavelength, I don't want to explore your body. So. Okay. You still haven't blinked. It's getting weird now.
How do you spend your time?
Can I give you my schedule?
Please.
So I wake up in the morning.
What time?
I usually don't sleep very well. So there's a various amounts of times I wake up.
I feel really sorry for those type of people.
Well, feel sorry for me because
I do.
I have some of the worst sleep ever.
I have the best sleep in my life
I
now.
bet you do, brother.
Why?
Because you don't blink. Because you get so much consistent closed eye. You don't need to blink as much. What is up with not blinking this whole podcast? All right. I wake up in the morning.
What time?
I mean, it depends. It could be 7. It could be 8. It could be 9.
I was at the gym at 5:30 this morning.
That doesn't do anything for me. What do I care?
I don't know. Making conversation.
That's not making conversation. That's cutting off my story. Now you sit over there while I tell you what I did for the day. I wake up in the morning. I go and I brush my teeth. Usually I wake up with my dog, Handsome. He doesn't want to get up early. And we usually go. I saw the Alex Huberman thing. You're supposed to get direct sunlight right when you wake up. So I try to go take him for a walk.
Who said that?
Alex Huberman. Really?
No, I know who he is.
Okay.
I didn't know that was a thing to get direct sunlight right away.
Yeah. It's just, I guess, regulates your circadian rhythm. So go take him for a walk. Come back. I do a little reading, if that's okay.
Right away?
Yeah. What do you mean right away? I just had my morning walk. I have my little energy bar, RX bar, 12 grams of protein. I have some pistachios. I sip some water. Are
you reading outside?
No. Usually I have a sitting chair in my room that I sit in and I read on my Kindle.
That's really sweet if you were like an old man. But for a young buck like you, I'm a little scared.
Why are you scared?
It's serial killer vibes.
I value education. I value sunlight. I value vitamin D, and I value vocabulary.
You wake up in the morning and walk your dog for the sunlight, and then you read a book.
What's bad so far?
You're right. Go ahead.
What am I supposed to just wake up, get on? I wake up and I try not to get on my phone for the first hour of the day.
That's a great thing to do.
Because I feel like you're starting on someone else's timeline. Because with all these apps, when you open it up, you were brought information, you're not seeking it out. So it's like, I'm not starting my day on my own thoughts. I'm starting it on someone else's thoughts, which is kind of like, I don't like that. So I like to have that hour, clears my mind. That's when I do my reading, kind of schedule out the day. So what I have to do, I usually go work out I leave at like 10:30, come back at noon. And then usually have meetings. I do a little lunch. I got to eat all my little calories. I'm eating 330 grams of protein a day. And then maybe I'll do a podcast, maybe a little ad read.
Do you get excited for your pods?
No.
You get stressed?
No.
You're annoyed that you're doing them?
No. I just don't have many of those feelings.
So what do? It just happens and you're just...
Yeah, it just happens. This is the day-to-day. This is the routine.
Okay.
Pretty consistent when it comes to the emotions thing.
Emotionless.
Not emotionless, expressionless.
Expressionless.
Correct.
Still no emotions, though. So you are emotionless.
No, I have emotions, not those specific ones.
Okay, so go ahead.
Hello.
You do the pod. We're at 3 o'clock. What's next?
No one said it was 3. It could be 3:15. I got to eat some more food. And then...
This is snack before dinner?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then usually I have like another meeting. It could be outside in person. I've got to work on either some comedy stuff. I've got equity in a few companies, so I've got to work on some like projects I'm doing for them. And then at night, I usually like to settle down on a good night with a movie. Usually I'm a little too tired, so I try to put my phone away. I try to do the 3-2-1 rule. I try to stop eating 3 hours before I go to sleep. Stop drinking things 2 hours before I go to sleep, and then no screens an hour before I go to sleep, because I have a really bad sleep issue, so I'm trying to mitigate the risk of dementia.
And that's not working for you, though. Can I give you some of my techniques?
No.
Please.
Yes.
Okay. I wake up. First thing I do, get up and go pee. Okay?
I already peed like 4 times during the night, so...
But that's because how are you still peeing if you're stopping drinking water 2 hours before bed?
I'm sick of it.
I had that same issue. I went to the doctor.
I did go to the doctor, but go ahead.
Did the doctor stick your finger in your butt to see if you had whatever it is?
The prostate thing?
Yeah.
No, I had to have 3 different catheters down my urethra, and they tested my pee, and they figured out that normally people's muscles contract about 450 milliliters when urine is filled up, and that's when you have to pee. Mine's 150 milliliters. It starts contracting.
So you actually have a small bladder?
I don't know if it's a small bladder, but it's just the muscles start contracting a lot sooner. So it's like I just feel really full and I have to pee, and it disrupts my sleep. So I'll just wake up and I have to go use the bathroom. But obviously that takes you out of the deep sleep, which is...
REM.
No. Separate things. But deep sleep is what you need for fatigue.
Oh.
So I was actually tracking my deep sleep, and some nights I'll get 5 minutes.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, and it hurts my brain.
I chug a lot of my water starting from 5 to 8.
Okay, good.
And then I stop drinking water at 9 p.m. no matter what.
Atta girl.
And I'm asleep at 10. And I do
10
not
every
wake
night?
up once.
Yeah, that checks out. I just have a lot to think about, I guess.
Turn your brain off.
Oh, easy. How do I do that?
It's very simple, and I learned this at a very young age, and I'm going to share this fun fact with you.
You could have just shared it. You didn't have to like.
I wanted to wait for the 44-minute. Oh, ran out of tape. That's fine. I wanted to wait for the 44-minute part.
We ran out of tape. How is this?
That's on the wide. We don't use the wide.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to wait for this very special moment.
Okay.
You just got to turn your brain off like a light bulb. Stop thinking.
You haven't explained any tactical advice.
I was watching Malcolm in the Middle as a young lad,
I love
14
Malcolm
years
in the
old.
Middle.
Do you remember Reese? He told Malcolm he just turns off a part of his brain and he can do anything he wants. I learned that. I do that.
But you're more of a Reese. I'm more of a Malcolm.
Yeah. But Malcolm did it.
Malcolm didn't do it.
He got in trouble, but he did it.
See, I don't want to get in trouble.
Do you take athletic greens?
I used to.
You should try it.
I do heights now.
What's that? Same thing?
It's these supplements. Yeah. Very similar.
I take an athletic greens and it sets me off first thing in the day.
I mean, I did it for a very consistently long time and it didn't do much for me. Not like on a making me feel good basis as far as like sleep. Like I think I definitely felt better but my sleep was just messed up because of the pee. So athletic greens, like I felt good nutritionally, but not the pee thing.
Once you switched your diet though, you didn't start sleeping better?
No.
Really?
I know.
How long have you been doing it for? A month?
Zila?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you haven't? That's wild. Because once I switched up my diet, I started going to sleep easier.
It's not about going. It's about waking up to use the bathroom.
Same though, because I literally went to the doctor and she stuck a finger in my butt to
How many times would you get up to go?
On a bad day, 4 times.
Okay. On a bad day, mine was 12.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm on pills now. It gets it to like 4.
Okay. And on a good day, if I was lucky, it would be 2.
Yeah. On a good day for me is like 4.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You poor thing.
Thank you.
Everybody's going through their own thing.
Yeah. But I have good stuff in my life, so, I outweighs the bad. Probably won't live as long, though.
Did you have fun at my wedding?
Yes.
Did you cry?
No. But I did. I thought it was really beautiful. I really liked that it rained. Just, I don't know. Rain at weddings is really beautiful to me because one of my favorite movies is about time, and it rained at that wedding. So I was excited that it rained.
Have you been to many other weddings?
Yeah. Yeah.
How would mine
All my
compare?
siblings are married. You had the most beautiful venue I'd been to.
Really?
100%, yeah. Definitely. I was surprised how close sitting at the table. I was surprised how close I was to the people that mattered.
Right.
That was a little odd to me,
Yeah.
but thank you.
We needed buffers.
Okay.
We had to
good.
separate people, and you were a good buffer.
Okay.
You were pretty neutral to like everybody.
Yeah. Who did you have to separate?
Nobody.
Okay.
We were thinking of putting you next to me and Caitlin.
I feel like people would have been like, I mean, if you would have just done it for the bit, that'd be hilarious.
You're right.
Yeah.
Did you see Heath when he was sitting?
Well, Heath didn't have a placement to begin with.
That was you heard about that.
Yeah.
That wasn't.
he's sitting right next to me.
That wasn't intentional.
No, of course.
You're like, that was intentional.
That was intentional. No, I love Heath.
Yeah, they accidentally lost his name tag. I don't know where it went.
Yeah. So it wasn't on you.
No, I wasn't the one setting it up. I was busy that day.
Oh, you're getting married. You're
Yeah.
still married.
Still am, yeah.
Diamonds? You went, did she pick that up for you?
I did.
Oh, what? That's her
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Is it weird to wear? I feel like I wouldn't like wearing one right there.
A wedding ring?
Just on this finger.
Why?
I don't know. I have like very skinny fingers. I don't know. I feel like I would just always be thinking about it.
Yeah, but a wedding ring's cool because like if I ever get in a fight now, it's like boom.
But what about when you want to sleep with other women?
You can't do that.
So you take it off.
Have you ever cheated?
No.
Have you?
I swear.
You're lying.
Why would I cheat?
In my notes,
Okay. I haven't cheated.
even on a math test, 3rd grade.
I didn't cheat on a 3rd grade math test.
Did you ever cheat in school?
No. I had the highest moral standards of anybody.
Actually?
Yeah. So if my mom would ground me for something when I was like really little, she would take away the TV from me. if I went to a friend's house and I walked by a TV and saw it in my peripheral vision, I would tell her that happened.
Oh, that's crazy. I always wondered what would happen to people if they couldn't watch TV. You're the product.
Yeah. So yeah, I was I didn't cheat on tests.
Would you get upset when you saw other kids cheating?
No, I didn't care.
Because it didn't involve you.
No, I don't really care what anybody else does. I felt really bad actually on my Spanish test because I guess you can call this accidentally cheating. I went to go ask the teacher a question, just like I didn't understand something on it. And on her desk, it was a Breer and it was like too open and it was just right there. And like, I didn't mean to like look at it. I just scanned my eyes and I saw it. And then that was a thing on the test. It's like, what does a Breer mean? I was like, too open. I was like, I felt like I cheated even though I didn't mean to. I felt really, really bad about that.
It's pretty insane how honest you are.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
I always pegged you for one of those like double crossing Hollywood types.
No. I intend to be integral. I do like a good bit and a good joke, but my least favorite thing is when someone says something and they don't follow through with it. Like, I feel like if you text me, I'll always text back immediately and like try to get, I feel like a lot of people, they kind of play the game a little bit and I don't enjoy that.
Do you get Hollywooded around a lot by Ray Romano?
Yeah, he just Hollywoods me. No, he was so sweet. So I went to New York and I went to go see him at the Comedy Cellar because that's kind of where he came up and his pictures are all over the wall. And I get there and I was on his list, which was wild. I just went alone. And then I watch him and everybody else. And Andrew Schultz was on there, who's one of my favorite comedians. So I was like, oh, sick, I get to watch him. And then after the show, I went to go pay for my meal because you can eat and watch. And they're like, oh, no, Ray covered it. I was like, oh, that's so nice. And then afterwards, we went upstairs and we ate chicken wings together. And then we went and got gelato.
You and Ray.
Yeah. And then we walked. It was him. So my friend is Tom. And Tom and Ray used to be roommates. And they worked on Everybody Loves Raymond together. He was a writer on the show. And I'm helping Tom with his PBS kid show. So I met them through them. We're all in New York together. I was eating with them. And then we went and got gelato. And then afterwards, we like walked Ray back to his apartment or wherever he was staying. And it was kind of wild.
Was that surreal for you hanging out with Ray Romano at the Comedy Cellar in New York?
Yeah, probably because he has some of my favorite, like I never really watched Everybody Loves Raymond. It was just like slightly before my time, but he has two of my favorite movies ever. Paddleton, not the one with the bear, that's Paddington.
I was thinking the bear.
Everybody says it, so I always have to, but Paddleton, yeah, no movie has made me cry like that movie. And The Big Sick. Those are two of my favorite movies. And his movie he just came out with, I helped him promote a little bit because he came on the podcast. Somewhere in Queens is the first movie he's directed, and he self-funded it, and it's really, really good.
Have you seen Welcome to Mooseport?
No.
Incredible Ray Romano movie.
I'll have to watch it.
He runs for mayor.
Oh, that's sick. I love his demeanor. Have you seen The Big Sick?
Yeah, I didn't remember he was in it.
Yeah, he was the dad.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to watch Paddleton.
What's that one about?
It's about two best friends, and one is diagnosed with cancer, and they're kind of just, it's a very low budget movie, and they're kind of just they're just trying to navigate this life because really all they have is each other. And it's when they get the news, it's pretty devastating for them. But it was kind of cool to talk to Ray because he had just come off The Irishman, which was like a $200 million movie.
He was in The Irishman too?
Yeah. So he's in The Irishman with Scorsese, and the set, it's like you're treated like a god. And then he goes from that to like a skeleton crew cast where this movie was done for less than $1 million, $700,000 probably, on Paddleton. And it's so beautiful, just the difference of movie making. But it's like Paddleton, I would go to time and time and time again, even though it was done for such less money. I just find it fascinating, like somebody's ability to tell stories. Yeah, it's cool.
Is that what you want to do? Movies?
Yeah.
Writing?
Acting, writing, creating, directing, like I think all of it, yeah.
Do you think you'll get that same satisfaction out of what you get with your content creation, though?
What do you mean?
Because you post a TikTok, you post a podcast, you get that immediate satisfaction, but a movie takes forever to make.
I think it's different satisfaction, though. That I think there's a difference between instant gratification and delayed gratification. Like there's something about working on something for so long where it's like I've written several movie scripts that, 110, 120 pages, where there's like a different sense of fulfillment. Sure, nobody's seen it and nobody's giving me the affirmations of doing a thing, but it's like I accomplished something. Like I had enough vigor and drive to get through this. So that's kind of self-sustaining. Still hasn't blinked.
Did you hang out with friends and go do friendly stuff?
Yeah.
Like what?
Okay, so my friends would come over. I love movies. This is kind of funny story about my mom. My mom was a very big stickler with education, and we used to do the minute math test. You don't know what that is? So you'd have a minute to do all these multiplication problems. So it was kind of a big thing in a lot of schools. So there'd be, say, 50 multiplication problems, or I don't know how many, 20 in a minute, and you got to fill them all out. I filled mine out. My mom's like, if you make 100, your friend's coming over after school, I'll take you to the movies. And I got a 98 on it or something. And I went to the teacher, and she's like, oh, you missed one? You did a really good job. And I just start crying. I'm like, no, I want to go to movies with my friend. My mom's not going to take me. And the teacher's like, your mom's going to take you. And then I got in the car, and then I was like, Mom, I missed one. Can we still go to the movies? She's like, nope. I was like, all right.
And then you learn the rules are rules.
Yeah, you gotta get 100. You gotta get 100 on that test.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. So then when I came to, that was in Vegas, and then I went to South Georgia. It was just kind of sports and being outside all the time. And
were you in the heart of Vegas?
Yeah, pretty close.
Did you ever go to Vegas?
Yeah.
Like as a kid?
Yeah. I lived there. Yeah. You just walk in a casino. You go to school. There's a stripper on a billboard.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to understand. Is the Vegas lifestyle a little corrupting?
No, if anything, it's you understand at an early age that it's like, what are these people doing? Like I feel like that lends to me not drinking or having big addiction issues is just because I'm surrounded by Temptation City, and I kind of just understood early that's like, all right, a lot of these things aren't great for you.
Oh, that's so interesting.
But I don't know. Yeah. Because you would see just like crazy drunk people, and like that puts you off a little bit to alcohol. But I also don't care if people drink. I just never really drank. Mostly just because of the taste. It sounds very childish, but yeah.
Even with some of the homeless people here, because I feel like the homeless people here in LA are a different breed because they're on like heavy drugs.
Yeah, I've had several friends that have been attacked. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, so it's like, why would you ever want to fuck around with those drugs?
No. Yeah.
They're bad.
No, I've seen Train Spotting. It's
not
good. Isn't that the movie with Ewan McGregor where they all do heroin?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, there you go. I saw Blink. God, that was the first one. He's free now.
We only need like 45 more minutes.
That's easy.
How long do you record for?
Hour 10, and then we do like 20 to 30 minutes of extra footage for
your Patreon.
Then we do a drunk episode, and then we do a live Q&A, and then we do some bunch of other stuff. So.
I feel like you have so many hats. Which of all of them yields you the most money financially?
Probably in the future it'll be the equity that I have in just some companies.
But isn't that only if they blow up?
Yeah, but I mean, even if I pulled out now, I'd make a decent amount
really?
Of money. Yeah.
How does that work? They gave you equity to help them start up, and now they got funding?
A lot of them are established. It's kind of so like one company is Rembrandt. Have you heard of them?
Yeah, I just talked to them the other day.
Oh, they work with you?
I'm trying to.
So I'm going out to Web Summit to speak on behalf of them. It's AI product placement for people that don't know. It's essentially, say we're doing this podcast, behind me they could put a poster that looks like it's actually there. It's or like a Celsius on the table or anything like that. And eventually you could have movies, and Coca-Cola can watch the movie afterwards, realize, all right, this fits our brand, and then put, Coke in the movie, even if it wasn't there. But yeah, it's just kind of the inside of how I know about socials and things like that, and helping them grow or connecting them with other podcasts to use. So,
do you reach out to them, or they reach out to you?
Yeah, I'll just meet usually just meet people through mutuals, or I'll meet them at like it's like Tech Week LA, and I'll just meet a bunch of people. And
That's such a forward-thinking thing, though, to like, hey, I'll help out the company for equity.
yeah, I mean, I used to go home in high school every day, and I would just read entrepreneur.com. I was always fascinated by just kind of scaling and building things. So,
Are you impressed with how big you've grown your audience on TikTok and your podcast?
no,
Why?
I don't know. I have no, I very rarely, like, I'll joke about it, but I don't really like pat myself on the back. Not even it being negative. I just like don't think about it.
How big is your TikTok?
5 million.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. Like I get no ego stroke from that.
It's not even an ego, though. It's just you've accomplished something that right now everybody was wanting to have.
I think it could be toxic as well. I don't know if it could not be, but I do tend to hold myself to a very high standard where it's like, okay, yeah, you've done this. And it's like, yeah, you're very capable of doing that. It's like, but you're also very capable of this being 10 times. Why haven't you figured out certain things? So it's like a constant solving of a puzzle.
And you hold yourself to that standard?
I try to.
Why are you like that?
I don't know. It's if I feel like I'm passionate about something and I'm capable of taking it where I want to take it while still being a decent human, it's like if I'm not accomplishing those things, that means I'm just not putting in the effort, or I'm not educating myself to one day be able to figure it out.
Are you impressed with yourself that you became friends with Ray Romano?
Like again, like I'm not like impressed by myself with anything. I'm not like, oh, look what, you're so good. Look at you. You're not your friends with Ray Romano. It's just like, it just kind of logically made sense based on, it's like, oh yeah, I have a following. So someone needed help growing their certain thing in this space, and they were friends with someone else. And it's like, we're all in LA. It's just like, you know.
Do you ever cheer yourself on? Like if you
No.
do, that's crazy. We're so opposite.
You always cheer yourself on?
Not always, but
Yeah.
like Magnus Farrell left my house the other day. And I was like, yes.
Is that the chess guy?
Will Ferrell's son.
Oh, Magnus Farrell. Okay.
Because that timing was impeccable.
I saw Will, I love Will Ferrell, but I saw him DJing his son's fraternity.
That was this last Saturday,
That's
and I
so
had him
funny.
on Wednesday.
What does he do?
He's a musician, so he
Oh,
has a
sick.
song coming out. But I reached out to him before that thing happened.
It's so funny, yeah.
And then it happened, and it was like perfect. I have a thumbnail. I have a whole conversation point. Like,
Does he seem like a good dad?
Yeah.
I would get that.
like incredible. And just even because I always feel like the real conversation of the podcast happens when you're not recording. So like we do the whole thing, we talk for an hour, and then we stop, and then I ask all the real questions, and they ask me all the real questions.
Yeah.
And judging from that, it's like Will seems like an awesome guy.
Yeah, I bet. You can kind of tell. Like everything I've ever heard about him, he just seems very genuine, like intentional about everyone, like having a good time or like not being negative. So that's pretty cool.
And I've seen him in like every hockey game.
Oh yeah, big sports guy.
I've seen him like 6 times.
That's cool.
And I've seen Magnus right next to him every single time.
That's sick.
But now
Now you're boys.
we're boys.
That's who I'd want to work with in a movie, is him or Steve Carell. Just 'cause I think it'd be so fun on set.
Steve Carell would be unreal.
Just going back and forth, yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Have you ever met anybody that you were starstruck over? Heath? Zane?
Keith Hussar. I'd say back in the day, I would say never really starstruck. I just don't get that way. I don't know. But I was very excited to meet Selena Gomez. I'm because when I was first getting in, so originally I was supposed to go to like UPenn and do like the business program there, like the Wharton thing. And then I stayed home.
You say Warden?
Wharton? It's just like a business school. Yeah. So I was supposed to go up there and do that. And then I stayed home in Georgia. I was like, maybe I'm going to do that later. I was like, all right, I'm going to play tennis in college. Like just if I have an opportunity, might as well. And then I always loved entertainment, but that never felt like an avenue. It just felt like a distant thing. And then Atlanta was really booming at the time, and that's kind of where I was going to school. So my girlfriend at the time, she really liked the Vampire Diaries and would always have me watch it. So it's like I knew everything about it, even though it was, it was okay. It was definitely more for her. And then I went on set for the Vampire Diaries. And then I was
Wait, what do you mean you went on
just
set?
to be an extra? I was like, oh, let's go see what this is like. Like they had a sign up thing. They needed people. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. I want to do what like the real people are doing though. But I was like, I want to see what more of this is like. So I was an extra in Neighbors 2. And you can like see me in the movie. It's really embarrassing.
Where'd they film?
Atlanta. I forgot exactly where, but we filmed at like a bunch of houses. So it's like I met Zac Efron, like Seth Rogen. But I was in like a dancing scene with Selena Gomez, and she was like dancing next to me in it. And this was in like 2015, maybe 2016.
And you could see yourself dancing next to Selena?
Yeah. And it's but that's in the outtakes. If you type in like Selena Gomez Neighbors 2, you can see like really skinny Zach in the background dancing. Yeah. He's got a backwards hat on with a striped shirt.
Was your girlfriend at the time there too?
No. Well, I think we broke up.
So you just went just to try and out the acting thing to see what it was about.
Yeah. I was trying to see if I could pull it up, but that would take too long.
And then did you get to talk to her?
Yeah, I talked to her about bug bites, and that was it.
Is that a movie?
No, she had a bug bite, and she was like, how do we get rid of this? And I was like, there's this stuff called Skin So Soft that's really great for bug bites.
Fucking Zach Justice.
Or just get away bugs. Yeah, and she's like, oh, I'll have to try that. And
Zach coming in with the liner.
Yeah, and then she had to walk away. And I was like, okay.
And then you tried the liner again on Zach?
No, Zach had a better in because my acting teacher, she played his mom in, I think it was Dirty Grandpa was the movie. So I was like, hey, what was it like to work with her?
Well, thanks so much for...
Oh, is this it?
Huh?
This is it?
Thanks so much for quitting Dropouts.
Oh, yeah, I'm sick of it.
And for coming on here.
Yeah.
So that was pretty sick. Pretty cool.
Thanks for watching Lightweights podcast.
Leave a hate comment.
Ilya's coming back next week.
Get psyched. Lightweights. Out.